Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. My name's Tracy and is it 19? Day 19 of Veda, and it is gloriously sunny and warm. I'm really hot actually because I've been straightening my hair and so I'm a bit melty, but it's nice out here. There's a lovely breeze. It sounds quite windy, but again it's up in the trees, it's not down here on the ground. My washing's barely blowing, so can't see it drying that well, but we'll see. It could be having to hang it up inside at the end of the day, which is what I normally do. For some reason I need to get a good line where I can hoik it up and dry it properly. Gary's been doing his DIY and my chair it's a bit rough. I did sweep it all off because he likes to cut wood on my chair. I'd really need to get that man a workbench and some tools, because he's been really struggling on with basic of tools, but with everything being closed it's not that easy to get stuff. So I've been sorting out my yarn, my 2 boxes that I bought yesterday. I've filled them already and I obviously need a lot more than that. But they actually did, I think they only had 2 on the shelf, but may have more, so I need to get some more at some point just to tidy up in there and get that kind of in some kind of order, because at the moment I live in a big yarn pile, which isn't a bad place to live I guess, but you know, it's not tidy. So yesterday anyone who saw my live would have seen my goose egg. You know, I said Gary wanted to get some goose eggs and he couldn't get hold of them, or yet the other day he managed to get some, and this is a goose egg the size of that baby. Look at that. And if you can compare it, this is a cream egg. Look at the difference. Although cream eggs did used to be bigger, I will say. But yeah, I was going to bring a chicken egg out, but I thought, nah, let's just bring the chocolate. So that's kind of your size comparison. Isn't it a beauty? They're a bit of an acquired taste, I guess, to have an egg that is that big, but they taste amazing. So anyone who does like eggs and you can ever get hold of a goose egg, then treat yourself. Gonna have to cover that up. I don't want the chocolate to melt because it's Gary's cream egg. I ate mine ages ago, so I'm sure he'd probably give it me. Maybe, perhaps not. Anyway, he's been naughty this past few days. He's been playing lots of tricks on me, and mind you, it does cheer you up. He's a bit of a practical joker, that one, bless him. But I must admit though, since he's been off this last couple of days, I have been a lot happier, because he's a lunatic and he does cheer me up. But he's back at work tomorrow, but it's only for a day, and then he's got 7 days off, and that always means it's harder for me to film tutorials anyway. Although he always says, yeah, go and do it. I find it hard when there's people around me and distractions. And so anyway, I've been really I haven't lost my crojo, that's not what the problem is, but I just find that, and a lot of people are saying this, that although now we're on lockdown and supposedly we've got an awful lot more time to crochet, we're doing less. But I think it's because there's so many other things, you know, that all those things that you've never got time to do, that suddenly you have, like baking that fruitcake. I haven't done a fruitcake. I actually can't remember the last time I did one. And we were talking the other day and I mentioned that I actually do make some amazingly good date flapjacks, and I'm not a flapjack fan. And that was it, Gary bought dates. So I've got to do that, but I've got to hook out my food processor for that one. I could do that one as a tutorial, but it's very loud. And I don't know. I haven't done them for so long. I don't even know if I've got all the ingredients. I'll have to dig that recipe out of my I've got it on an app. I store all my recipes on my app, and I'll have to like scour it for that, and hopefully I've put it in there. I'm sure I did, otherwise I'm a bit stuffed. So lovely day. Gary keeps asking me what our plan is, and I thought he looks at me and said, what's the plan today then? And I think, staying in, finding stuff to do, looking out the window, sitting in the garden, making dinner. just what is there, you know? And he said, I thought you wanted to go to the shop for more yarn boxes. And I don't really want to just go to the shop willy-nilly for the sake of it. Just next time I need to go, then I'll get them. But yeah, bless him. I think he's kind of at a loose end because he's running out of tools. Well, not tools, running out of, what's the word? Materials. So he's making his cupboard. But once he's done that, he's going to be, what can I do now? And I'm dreading the 7 days because we can't go out. So he's going to need lots of jobs, and there's only so much of the garden he can do, and I'm just hoping his fire pit arrives because that'll give him something to play with. It's not just a fire pit, it's a grill, so he can get some charcoal and play with that. Give him something to do because he's just, otherwise, you know, it's going to be a bit driving you mad, really. Oh, I'm really a bit disappointed in myself actually for not picking up my crochet more. I actually did none yesterday. And considering I wanted to do that booty before, while it was still fresh in my mind, and I actually didn't do any. Forgot to put my watch on. Nice summery colour, look at that. It's pretty old now though. It's amazing that it's still working. The battery should have gone a long time ago. And I like it because it's orange, nice and summery. I only ever dig this one out in the summer. So yeah, no crochet is bad, isn't it, really? I need to get my fingers out. You only say get my finger out, but I need to get them all out, really. And get something done. Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think you might like a goose egg? I know my Paul loves them. And when Mike saw them in the car the other day, he was, oh, can I have one of those? And I said, well, you know, you've got to boil it for 9 minutes. He went, no, I'll wait until all this stuff's over and you can make me one. Well, you haven't got the patience to boil it for 9 minutes. Okay, I'll have to do one. But you know, they're seasonal, so they just might not be around but when this is all over. Because who knows when it's all going to be over. So Gary made a really nice breakfast this morning. We had a goose egg, and we had soldiers, like dippy soldiers, you know, they're just like strips of toast, but you know, we call them soldiers in this crazy country. And he made this little sausage patty, and it was really nice. And it's because he's making this thing for dinner where you've got like a loin of pork and you wrap it in sausage meat that's got red onions in it and bacon, and then you roast it. He did it at Christmas and it was lovely. Not for Christmas dinner, but over the Christmas when I think we had his daughter over, and so he did it then, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So he said, oh, I'll make one of those, and that's what we've got for dinner. So he had a bit of leftover sausage, so he decided to make them into like little sausage burgers. They were really nice, and it made me want a McDonald's sausage and egg muffin. I don't like really even much in McDonald's, but I do love the sausage and egg muffin. It's yummy. It's the only thing I really like. I'm not a fast food fan, really. I'm not much of a McDonald's fan. If I go in there, I'll kind of try and get the thing of the day, you know, with whatever the new thing is. I don't mind the odd one, humongous bee. It's got cereal the size of a Zeppelin, really, like that. Okay, maybe it was like that. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, McDonald's. I'm not really the biggest fast food fan. I like every now and then, maybe once a year, I'll kind of do a KFC, you know, and have chicken bucket. Having said that, I don't think I had one last year. Actually, I didn't. No. And Burger King, quite like a Whopper with bacon and cheese, but I don't really eat them very often, and I can just about manage the burger, nothing else. But with McDonald's, I kind of would have the burger and the fries because they're smaller. And I used to hate the fries. Used to think they're not what I call fries, you know. Chips are made with real potato, and they're fluffy inside, not sticks of crunch. That's crisp. But I got used to them over the years, and I eat them now occasionally, but not very often. But all the kids are reeling because all of the fast food shops have been closed, I just saw a huge bird carrying a twig, making a nest. Isn't that cute? Yeah, so KFC have announced that they're opening some stores, and everyone's like, well, I hope it's this one. I'm like, well, it's just grease, isn't it? I suppose, you know, when you know you can't have it, it makes you want stuff that you wouldn't normally want because you can't have it anymore. It's like it's gone, you know. But hasn't really made me want it. I'd much rather have a roast, you know, or, you know, home cooked dinner, because it's so much better. Well, Gary's is anyway. He's enjoying my food. Bit odd. No, not really, 'cause I'm not a bad cook, but where I don't do it very often, and then when I eat his, I just think, oh, you know, mine's so bad compared to yours, but it's not. My chicken dinner the other day was lovely, and I know I can cook. It's just, it's so much nicer when someone else does it for you. And maybe he feels like that too, though. So I do now. When he's at work, I cook for him. I guess I enjoy it sometimes when I've got like the enthusiasm and the inspiration to figure out what to have. Quite often it's like, oh no, I've got a freezer full of stuff that's not thawed out. What can we have? You know, like steak lollipop, steak popsicle. Someone's got a fire pit around here, and I've been smelling it for days. I think it's next door. I remember them saying in the garden about getting one. I think they heard us talking and decided to get one, and theirs arrived early, whereas ours didn't. So maybe they're not the best of ideas. I've had quite a lot of asthma lately. Been playing me up. I went out yesterday and I was really coughing, and makes people look at you as if you've got some evil like disease. You think, no, it's just asthma, honest. At least they keep away in case they've got it. But you know, sometimes, you know, I look at that time when I had that cough before this all really kicked off. It was only just starting to be a thing, you know, and I had that dry cough and I had that temperature really bad. And now they're saying, you know, it could have been in our countries since September. And I'm thinking maybe I did have it because something has given me or made my asthma so much worse, because I don't usually suffer all the time with it. You know, I might get a few days when the weather changes or something, but I don't suffer with it every single day like I do now. So I think maybe it did something to my, you know, my lungs are more damaged maybe than they were. They certainly hurt when I cough, so try not to do that. But I think it's because I was a bit sick yesterday. Not good. Don't know why. Just one of those things, I guess. I hate being sick, you know, the vom, yeah, makes me turn into a baby. No. Mom, I don't want to be here. No, you know. Why is it that it can do though, doesn't it? It's like you can suffer most things, but sick. If you vom, you want your mummy. Well, not quite, you know, not now, but it does turn you into a bit of a baby. It's one thing, if I have the, you know, the sickness bugs that go around where they've got, you know, both ends, I'm okay with that end, just not this end. It's you know, I can cope with it. Anything they throw at me, as long as I don't have to chuck up. Let's not talk about that anymore. Wow, why did I get onto that? I do apologise for talking about that. That's not a nice subject, is it? I'm supposed to be talking about yarn. On that subject, excuse me, I'm being smoked out, I think. On that subject, I was starting to look at new yarny purchases online because Gary's Easter present to me is going to be some yarn. So I've started kind of having a little look-see what I fancy. So that's been fun. But I looked on Wool Warehouse. I didn't really see much that I fancied. And so I'm thinking it might have to be ice yarn, but I don't know if they're shipping at this sort of time. Hope they are. I know, you know, a lot of places perhaps are not. I have to have a look into it. Don't really want to order something and it's not going to arrive for like 6 months or something stupid. It's a beautiful day, absolutely lovely. Good day to go to the beach and have a good look and walk down the beach, but you can't. It's so sad. If we went to Tesco's though, I could go down the beach. So it's next to it. Where Tesco's is, you've just got these like little steps and then you've got a massive long walk along the... It's not really a beach, it's a sea wall where the sea is and the slopes, there's a few stones. It's not really like a beachy beach, but it's shore, you know, the shore. And it goes, you can walk quite a long way. I used to do that when I was trying to get fitter. I used to, before I did my shopping, I used to go for a walk all the way along the coastline, then all the way back and then go shopping and then come home. And it was quite a long way. So I need my inhaler, I think. So I'm going to say goodbye and go and get it. And so stay safe, everyone. And I'm sorry if I've been a bit of a bore inside today. I need to do a bit more yarn. Oh, Gary's brought drinks. Hey. Ah. He's brought raspberry Pepsi Max in a cold glass. One of these. One of my subscribers sent these. Licorice's mum. Use them all the time, Jane. Wouldn't be without them now. They're always in the fridge, keeping cold. We having the same one?
No, I've got one in mine.
Oh, have you? Oh. Well, you've got raspberry flavoured. Well, it'll probably be okay. You didn't tell me that. Is it nice?
Don't normally show
Oh, well, it's unusual. It's raspberry flavoured wine. He had wine in his glass. Put a little bit of this in. Anyway, stay safe. Cheers, everyone. Bye for now.